Hello, everyone. I'm David Waddell, Executive Director of the Association of Indiana Counties, and welcome back to another edition of Conversations with Policymakers. And with us today is Josh Waddell from Governor Braun's office. Josh, thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much for having me.
Can you tell us about your new role with the governor's office?
Yeah, so I am a senior advisor in the governor's office, but my main priority is going to be overseeing our intergovernmental affairs department. So, overseeing the relationships with local elected officials, making sure that they have an avenue to reach out to the governor, to interact with the state government, and really be an advocate for them, both from a policy and a constituent services perspective.
Thanks. And we'll put your contact information on the video so people know how to get in contact with you. But tell us a little bit about your background. Where are you from?
Yeah, so I'm from beautiful Jeffersonville, Indiana, down on the river, Clark County, born and raised. I've been involved in government and politics for just over a decade now, primarily in southern Indiana, but with the election of Governor Braun to his current office and as a U.S. Senator, I've spent quite a bit of time here in central Indiana as well.
Yeah, and for those, many of you know, I'm from Jeffersonville originally as well. Grew up in Clark County, went to Indiana University Southeast in Floyd County, and Josh was on a similar track. So
The Harvard of Floyd County.
that's right. There we go. Josh, a little bit more about your background. You said you worked for Governor Braun. Was that in like political outreach or operations? Or?
Yeah, so I started on his campaign in 2018 after working for Senator Young for several years. And I worked in his official Senate office as the state operations director in Indianapolis. And then followed that up with working on his campaign on the political side when he ran for governor. And then also some time at the state party following his victory in the primary.
Well, good deal. We really look forward to working with you. You'll get an invitation to all of our events. And again, we'll have contact information on this video for you to get a hold of Josh if you want him to come to a local event, a council meeting, commissioner meeting, or you just want someone to talk to about state government. Josh will be your contact. So Josh, what are some of your favorite places you visited in Indiana? What's your favorite spots?
Well, I spent several years in the Senate office as Senator Braun, now Governor Braun's driver. So we've spent hundreds of hours in the car together and have seen pretty much every corner of the state. Obviously, I'm biased towards southern Indiana. I think Madison, Indiana, and Jefferson County is probably the cutest little town that I've seen. But there's plenty to love about northern Indiana, too. I'm a big hiker, so Turkey Run State Park has some of the best hiking in the Midwest. And of course, you can't beat the dunes and beautiful Lake Michigan, the sliver that we have. So, traveling all over the state, I think something that you learn is that we have such great people, such great communities, and it's important to the governor, it's important to me to make sure that those communities are supported. And I think that as we're wrapping up here, I just want to make sure that your membership knows that anything that we can do to be helpful, I'm out about, we'll have a team that will be out and about in every corner of the state, and we want to make sure that we're there for you.
I appreciate it, and appreciate the partnership. I mean, I think we all realize that successful local communities is what makes up the successful state.
That's right.
And so we look forward to partnering with you and Governor Braun. And anytime we can help out, feel free to contact us. So.
And the same goes.
Hello, everyone. I'm David Waddell, AIC Executive Director. And with me today is our new Director of Governmental Affairs, Jamie Bolser. Welcome, Jamie.
Thank you.
Jamie, can you tell us a little bit about your background? You have an extensive experience in local government. So how did you start off in Howard County government?
Sure. So actually, I was 18 when I started with the Howard County Auditor's Office. I was right out of high school going into college, and it was just originally a summer part-time temporary position with the old transfer books. And so that's how I got my start originally in Howard County in the auditor's office. And from there, that turned into a permanent position with being a deputy auditor and eventually GIS coordinator for the auditor's office.
Right. And then you also worked in the treasurer's office, I think, because the auditor turned out and moved to the treasurer's office.
She did. So Martha Lake was the auditor that hired me, and she eventually turned out and went to the treasurer's office, and I went with Martha as the chief deputy treasurer before I ran for county assessor.
Right, and you were elected in county assessor. How old were you when you were elected?
I was 25 when I was elected.
And I know you did that for several years and then went to work for a local school corporation as a finance officer.
I did. I served a couple terms in Howard County as the assessor, and then eventually went to be the chief financial officer for Northwestern Schools there in Howard County, before returning back to the county as a member of the county council, and eventually serving as the president of the council.
So I know you also worked for a large school corporation for a little while too.
I did. So after both of my boys graduated from high school and were off to college, I went to Richmond Community Schools and served as their chief financial officer and their chief human resources officer.
And then eventually you made your way into the Department of Local Government Finance. What did you do at DLGF?
So originally, I went to the DLGF as the budget division director, and then eventually worked my way through to the deputy commissioner and chief of staff before joining AIC.
So your experience has had you sit at various chairs around the property tax table. So you have a great perspective of how the system works and how one unit's action can affect another unit's action. So that's going to be a great asset that you're going to bring to the association. And again, you're bringing a skill set that we've never had with the AIC. So look forward to working with you. And if any of our members have questions about upcoming legislation or current legislation, you can reach out to Jamie. We'll have her contact information online here. So Jamie, anything exciting for the next session you can think of off the top of your head?
Well, I'm looking forward to, with any big change, as we saw with Senate Enrolled Act 1, there's usually the following session with any corrections or technical corrections that we'll see. And I'm excited to continuing to work through those as I was beginning to do at the DLGF and to see on this side. But I'm certainly excited to join the staff here and to work at this role, and certainly be working with county officials throughout the state again.
Well, thanks. Great to have you on board and look forward to working with you. And again, General Assembly is always an exciting time. So look forward to January when session starts.
Absolutely.